All right, guys, Mark from parkflyers.com. Today we're taking a look at the revised Sledge. This is the version 2. Now, they did this last year. I am a little late on making the video, but I wanted to talk about the car. I wanted to talk about some of the upgrades and the price. So first, let's talk about the price. The price actually went up $70. It's $769.99. Before they did all these updates, it was $699.99. And wanted to talk about that for a second. I think the price is a little bit hard on my customers. I did notice a slowdown in sales once it went up $70. Now, Traxxas, to give them credit, they actually listened to the customers and they did several key improvements on the car. The most notable is the tires. The Sledgehammer tires are now belted. The issue with the previous car is that the tires were not belted. On any of these 6S cars, what happens when you give full throttle and you don't have belted tires, the front tires balloon and the car really is unstable. It doesn't look good when it takes off. It handles really bad under throttle. The belted tires, Sledgehammers actually fixed that problem, and now the car drives great. The other thing they did was they did some anodization throughout the car. Like, they just added anodization to some parts. And anodizing aluminum parts, like anything, is a process, and any process will increase the labor cost on the car. So that is definitely more expensive to do. And Traxxas also now includes steel gears on the pinion and spur. They also changed the gear from a 13 tooth to a 15 tooth. Now, because the final drive ratio has changed, since it's not ballooning in the front, now they went up on the pinion. So it's an interesting thing, and it's interesting that they did all these improvements, but the car wasn't selling. Even at $699, it was a tough sale. And now that it went up to $769, the Sledge sales are very slow, for me at least. And I noticed the same thing when the Max Slash came out. The Max Slash definitely sells less than the Max. The Max is a lot less money. It's $569 versus $699 on the Max Slash. I'm starting to feel that $700 price point really just prohibits people from buying the cars. Now, I just wanted to speak about that one more time. So I know that Traxxas is trying to include all the features they can. They want to make the cars perform the best. They don't want to really have to hear too many complaints on the cars. But I have an idea on how to bring the car back to 700, let's say. As far as the Sledgehammer belteds, I think if they went with a firmer foam, like Proline does, Proline has, just an example, their short course tire for the Gladiators. It's a short course tire. They put very, very stiff foams in that, and they don't need belting. They're a very good tire. We put them on all the race trucks, and they don't balloon at all. So if Traxxas would only just put a really firm racing foam in here, I think that would be a good idea. And I think it would bring down the cost as well. I'm not sure if they can do that. As far as the anodized parts, I really think that people care more about the price of the car than the color of it. So if they just made everything maybe gray and then maybe made a colored wing and maybe colored wheel nuts to match the body, I think that would be enough. I don't think they have to anodize the car. I think the entire car with gray parts would be, as far as I'm concerned, it'd be enough. But yeah, and then the steel gears. The reason why I think they went with the steel gears is a lot of people were breaking the gears on the Sledge, and I kind of know why, because every time a customer of mine would actually buy the car from me and they would change the pinion or spur because they wanted to go faster, and within 2 days they were breaking either the spur or the pinion. And I know that what they were doing because on the bottom of the car you have that motor mount. Now, the motor mount has 4 screws. They're right here. Now, I put spacers in them because it actually keeps all the 4 screws parallel to each other. When they're not parallel and you have people putting them in crooked, what happens is the pinion is on a slight angle when it hits the spur gear, and eventually it just makes everything chip. Even if it's off 1 or 2 degrees, it's going to eventually destroy the gearing on the car. So Traxxas decided to take the expensive approach and put steel gearing in the car, thinking they were going to solve the problem. I think they can solve it with a cheaper solution, which is these spacers. There's companies that make different versions of the spacers depending on the gearing that you want. It just basically holds the motor in place. It forces it to be parallel. And when you put this in, the gears just don't break. I know that because I put them on a lot of customers' cars, and we don't hear back from them, which is a good thing. So get rid of the steel gearing, use firmer foam instead of belted, get rid of all the anodized colors here on the shock towers, everywhere. Just, you don't really need it. And lower the car as much as you can. That's my opinion. I hope Traxxas will consider that. If you're looking at the car with two optional tires here, this is the Trencher from Proline, really nice tire. And this is the Response tire. It's a high performance tire from Traxxas. These are the rim and the tire are sold separately. You have to put these together and glue them like I did here. It's a beautiful rim. It's a lot smaller than the Sledgehammer. The Sledgehammer, by the way, weighs 14 ounces. So that's a ton of rotating mass. When you put tires like either the Trencher or the Response tires from Traxxas, you lower the weight of the car overall by 3 pounds. And that's 3 pounds of rotating mass. A lot of people say that rotating mass, if you multiply it by 4, it actually comes to 12 pounds, and the car will drive like there's 12 pounds removed from it. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's what I read. Anyway, when you drive the car with these smaller tires, I think it drives a lot better. It's lower to the ground. CG is better. It turns and changes direction much better. It feels more precise. I like it better. It drives more like a performance Truggy than more of like a basher style car. I do know that a lot of people like the Sledgehammers, and there's nothing wrong with them, especially the belted. They're going to perform a lot better in belted form, but they are heavy, and the car is going to drive heavy. It's also going to put a lot of strain on the differentials and the drivetrain just because of all that weight. So you could save 3 pounds by going with a different tire. The Trenchers look beautiful, by the way, and they actually look more proportional in line with the car. If you look at the tire against the body here, and then you look at the Sledgehammer just looks a little too big. And like I said, it does put a big strain on the car. Trencher is beautiful, and so is the Response tire. The Response foam in here is really, really stiff, by the way. Very, very stiff. I'm not sure if people would go for this tire just because it's on the smaller side. Maybe if they made a slightly bigger version of this and stiffened up the foam a little bit more, I think it would be a great option. But anyway, we think that this is a great car. It happens to be one of their best performing all-around cars that they make. We just hope that Traxxas will be able to lower the price so more people can enjoy the car. Everybody wants a Sledge. Just a lot of people can't afford it. When this went on sale, there was a sale in December. It went down to $599. I'm not exaggerating when I say that these things were flying out the door. We got so many orders and requests that we actually sold out of all the units that we got in. We tried to get more last minute, and Traxxas was out of them. So people lost the opportunity to get it at a reduced price. We're asking Traxxas if they would consider making a cheaper version of the car, like I said, with all the changes that I mentioned. But, we'll see if they listen. We want people to actually make comments below and let us know if you would buy the car at $699 as opposed to $769. Now we're going to go over some upgrades that we put in the car. I'll go over them. By the way, this car doesn't need upgrades, but we put in some because this is my particular car, and I love Castle Creations electronics. I put the Cobra 8 speed control in there. You see, I didn't really finish doing the wires yet. It's a little messy, but that's the Cobra 8 speed control. I put the aluminum center differential housing. It comes with a few pieces, and it's really a lot more solid than the plastic piece. It also doesn't have that cover that covers the gear. The plastic cover here on their stock car, there's a piece that goes over the gear, and you really can't access it. I like when my gears open like that. Also, this is really, this housing here is all aluminum, top and bottom. I think it's about $100. I got it in the gray anodized color. I think it looks good, and I think it's it's a very nice upgrade because it really is where a lot of the tension and force is put on the car. That center differential it really has a lot of abuse, so it's a good idea to get that and replace the stock plastic with anodized aluminum. We went with a high RPM fan here with an aluminum casing. 2.5 screws secure this to the motor mount. It's really nice. It goes right into the receiver. Basically plug it into the receiver at 6 volts. It's going to be running just fine. And one of the benefits of going with the Cobra is it runs a lot cooler than the stock speed control. There is no cogging. You really don't run out of any space with this thing. You could probably gear it a little bit more aggressively than the stock Traxxas speed control, so you get some benefits there just because it's a more capable speed control. Also, on this speed control, you could actually change the BEC to 7.4 volts and get more speed and power out of this the servo. This servo is 2275. It is capable of handling 7.4 volts that the Cobra could provide. The last upgrade that we did that we recommend are the camber links for the rear of the car. Because I like high-speed handling, if you give a little negative camber in the rear tires, you're going to have more contact patch in the turns, which is what I like. So you definitely want to get those. They make them in anodized colors, and it's a really nice upgrade. It's not too expensive. I didn't go with the sway bars. Initially, I owned a couple of Sledges before I put sway bars on them. I like the way the car drives without them. Now, if you're a person that likes to do speed runs on asphalt, yes, you want to get the sway bars. I use mine mostly in the dirt, and I love jumping and doing handling. I run mine on 4S. I don't believe that these cars should be running 6S. The pack is really, really heavy, and there's just a little bit too much power for me for what this is. I think it just kind of, it's a little bit too much for a Truggy like this. I think it runs best on 4S, and that's where I like it. So I think most people run it on 6S. Anyway, this is a brief look at the new V2 of the Sledge. I hope you like this video. Please share it with friends. Please subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great day.